Rockers in Recovery Media is dedicated to carrying the message of addiction recovery through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community. Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
Hey, good morning. John Hollis with Waking Up Blessed. I'm your host for the next half an hour. This show is live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:30. And the goal is to start the day with inspiration and hope, using a thought for the day, or some health and wellness information, or even some good stories of experience, strength, and hope. The show is part of the Rockers in Recovery Network. You can find us at rockersinrecovery.com. Just click on, go to rockersinrecovery.com and click on About. You can click on Contact. You can click on our media partners like SoberMap. SoberMap is sponsoring today's show, and of course you can find them and download their free app, SoberMap app, at the App Store in Google Play. The page you're listening on right now, there's two links there, one to SoberMap for Google Play and one for the App Store. You can click on either one of those, whatever device you're listening on, and download it right away today. Great information there. Great resource of recovery and 12-step meetings. It's a very interesting day for me and our family here at Rockers in Recovery, and, of course, the Hollis family. Yesterday we got a phone call Lori got a phone call that she has to go into. She's been going through some different things physically and getting ready to do a hip replacement and some other stuff that she's doing. And one of the things that I found out yesterday, was that they, while they were doing her complete makeup, they found 3 spots on her left breast, and they want to do biopsies on it. And, it's one of the things that wisdom, by learning through experience, has shown me is that flight from fright is never a good thing. And the first thing when I heard it, because I've had, an aunt that was diagnosed and is a breast cancer survivor, and also other people that I've lost over the years from breast cancer, friends. And, it's just, for me, the first thought was, okay, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. And it's going to be okay. Everything will be fine. And then I started to become angry, and, it was just this overwhelming. I called my aunt, and because I know she had been through it, and I'm able to talk very openly with her and talk to her about my feelings and what's going on, and we were able to sit and chat, and I was able to pray about it. And I wasn't even going to bring it up on the show this morning, but I thought to myself, something, who would I be to not get on the air and talk about real issues that are going on in my life, and how am I dealing with them, and putting it out there for prayer. Because the reality is if you guys are listening and you can put up prayer for anybody that's suffering from any diseases, and we keep them in your prayers today, that would be great. Now, we don't know if this is, what this is, and we'll find out more on April 6th. And again, the Alcoholic Mind is saying that it's completely the worst thing, and we don't even know yet. So we're just asking you to keep Lori in your prayers, and most importantly, lift up our family so that way we can go through whatever we need to go through to support her and to help her. And, we love her very much. And not only is she, the mother of my child and the business partner in the whole Rockers in Recovery thing since 2008, she is, my best friend and somebody that I care about very much. And we just ask you to lift her up this morning. So whatever will is God's will, let it be. And in the meantime, I think that one of the things that I have found over the years is that when things start to hit and you don't even know what they are yet, they're just being announced in your life, I tend to want to close down and run away, and I've done that for many, many years, and it never ends up good. So the good news is today is that I get to be able to see that and learning from past mistakes and understanding myself and my own makeup, I understand that this is where I need people in my life. And I need God in my life, and I need to be able to put forward an effort to be of maximum service to everybody. That means my family included, and I have fallen short there. So this is going to be a growth spurt, I can tell. I know sometimes when they're coming, sometimes I don't realize it until after it's done. You know, I went through in 2010, my uncle and my dad passed away, and that was within 6 months of each other, and then within another, 3 months of their death, my other uncle died, and then my mom died, and then Lori's dad died, and this was all within a 14-month time period. We had, something like 11 deaths of friends and family, and it was like a really, really scary experience. And cancer took three out of all of them, and so the first thing that I go to is fear. So giving it to God in morning meditation this morning, I just gave it to God as far as relieving my fear, and now I'm giving it to you, and we get to live in the solution today and move forward. That being said, waking up blessed quote for today is really kind of a simplistic thing. People may think they are doing what is right, but the Lord examines the heart. And, I can get on the air, I can go out in public, and I can sound great, and I can, look great, and have on all the right clothes, and have the jewelry on, and pull up in the right car, and to society looking like everything's okay. And in my heart, my intentions aren't pure. And, how do I know? Well, continued prayer, continued reading the Word, reading the big book, reading other literature, spiritual literature, and in complete communion with people and being totally transparent. People get to tell me, hey, listen, John, I think you're full of shit. I think this is why you're doing that. Then I have to look at that hard evidence. So the reality for me is that I get to, every day, experience growth. And what is my motives? What are my motives? Are my motives to carry a message of hope and to be a member of the community and to be a member of my family and to be a member of God's community and be the only example that somebody might see that, that will help them someday. Might not help them right away, but it might help them someday. Rockers in Recovery as a business, and there is the business part of Rockers in Recovery. We are a media company, so we do all types of different media, may it be radio, broadcasting, to blogging, to putting different informationals up each day that consume anywhere from 14 to 16 hours a day of my personal or of my time, of my business time. So from 14 to 16 hours a day. And some of the things that I understand today is that I have to, without a doubt, realize that family has to fall into that. And my, of course, whole philosophy with that is to give God and to give the people about me the knowledge of what's going on with me, so that way, or the learning experience that are going on with me at that present time, so that way I can live comfortably and be a part of society through their help and their support. But the Rockers in Recovery thing in the 14 to 16 hours a day really catches me up where, I live in that bubble sometimes. And, something that I'm working on today is to, split up what's family time and what's my time. And I hope this is making sense because I'm just sharing at this point. So may you guys have a blessed day. It's, a blessed day any day I'm above dirt. And I get to be able to get on the air and share where I'm at today, and most importantly, share a message of hope, and that is that, Mag Glader said, if I don't pick that first one up today, I have a shot. Mag Glader said, if I don't use, no matter what, I don't have to ever experience the degradation of being homeless and being a part of a world that is just filled with anger, hate, and fear, and death. And I mean spiritual death, I mean physical death, yeah. Spiritual death is, listen, I sat every day looking for some kind of way to die when I was out there using, and was okay with it. The spiritual death, that blackness, that hate, that fear, that, oh my God, that whole thing that you experience when you're using, waking up and wishing you never woke up, and all of those things can change. They can be new things. And it doesn't matter if this is your first time at attempting recovery or it's your 20th time. You have a shot today. We have a shot. We woke up sober. For me, any time that I am in a position where each day since 2015, June of 2015, that I have woken up every day clean and sober, I get a new shot each day to create who the person I'm going to be in recovery is that day. So I am totally glad that I went through all of the experiences I went through, because those experiences and those learned lessons would have never turned into wisdom that I am able to use today if I pull on it and I seek God and the people around me. And then to be able to give it back. What a blessing. What a blessing. So check out, of course, Rockers in Recovery on Facebook. There's a lot of events that are coming up. There's some great people. Paul Wilson's having an event out there. He's going to be having something at the 101 Club here coming up this month. And so check out Paul Wilson at Paul Wilson and Friends, and at Sobriety Unplugged on Facebook. You can also go to sobrietyunplugged.com. J.M. Alker at J.M. Alker Music is all over the country, man. He's doing a lot of stuff. He's getting ready to do something up in Wilkes-Barre where we had done our event in 2017 right there in that community. So check out at J.M. Alker Music. And Stacy Hampton. I mean, there's a bunch of folks out there. We have it daily putting up and sharing about what other people are doing. Follow these folks. They have some great messages of hope. They do it through music. They do it through their own personal stories. We have some great authors coming up. We got Jack Kelly that just started his first show. If you go to Rockers in Recovery and click on radio, you can see his first show, which was unbelievable. We named the show Radical Recovery after his book. It's an amazing message. I actually sat and just listened in awe. It was really cool message. So please check out Rockers in Recovery. Click on the radio tab and see what they have to offer. Because these folks that, like Jack and Stacy, and of course our friend Logan Bruce, they're all doing messages here on Rockers in Recovery along with Paul Wilson. And we'd love to hear your message too. So if you'd like to be a part of the Rockers in Recovery radio network and live streaming, and you'd like to play some music live on one night on Facebook Live, or whatever you would like to do to put some more valid information into how recovery looks, please feel free to contact us at the Rockers in Recovery contact tab. Just click on it. There's an information form there. Send it off to us. My phone number is 786-488-6984. Feel free to call me. Every day I wake up blessed is a new beginning for that day, one day at a time, to utilize a service like this and committed to carrying the message of hope, education, awareness, prevention, and we do it through rock and roll and music. You gotta love that. And we thank you for being a part of the show this morning. And we are going to play a great song by our friend Stacy Hampton, her song Road to Recovery. And then we're going to follow that by another great song that I would really love you to listen to. And that's Junkyard by Jan Elker. But right now I'm going to listen to a real quick message from a friend of ours that has come to many of our events, and he has a great message. Let's listen to it together. His name is John Lehman.
I think when I stood here last year, I talked about the upcoming what I expected was to be a lot of activity on the part of law enforcement to be imminent, and I had said that I think the year before, and I'm pretty sure I said that in 2013, and I know that I thought it was going to happen in 2012. So obviously, I'm very pleased to be able to stand here and say that it's happening now, and I learned in recovery that it is our responsibility as individuals and also as groups to clean up our side of the street before we start trying to point fingers and hold other people accountable. And our side of the streets, particularly in the Southeast Florida area, was getting pretty bad. We had substandard treatment providers that were licensed by the Department of Children and Family Services, encouraging people to relapse and go to detox so they could reset their benefits and then start all over in the cycle. And as we began this process of enforcement, we discovered that there are young kids, or at least they were young when they arrived at 19, that have been down here since 2005. And they have been encouraged to not get a job and to continue this repetitive cycle for the last 12 years. And that isn't who we are, and that isn't what we're about. And this group invaded our space. And what we've done over the last 4 years is push back. And now we've finally won the support from the Florida legislature, who empowered the Palm Beach State Attorney's Office with some money to go out and clean up the area. And it's begun, and it's probably going to continue on for some time before we restore order to the Wild Wild West. When I arrived here in 1980, there were 9 AA meetings in Delray Beach, Florida, a week. There was one halfway house, and it was owned and operated by South County Mental Health and funded by the state. And there was one program for women. It was Wayside, and at that time, the Wayside House was a women's halfway house. It was not a treatment center. And I imagine that there were probably someplace in the neighborhood of 1,000, 1,500 people that were in long-term recovery that were attending those 9 meetings and telling the youngsters what it was about. And they weren't telling us that we needed to learn about our addiction. They were telling us that we suffered from a spiritual malady and that we needed to find a spiritual solution. And that was the beginning of my journey. My journey was not as Nick's was. I'd be celebrating something in the neighborhood of 40 years of sobriety right now if I had stayed clean and sober. But my journey took a lot of turns, and I had some long-term recovery, and then life happened, and I was not prepared, not for bad events. I was not prepared for good events. I wasn't prepared for a really good career that had many demands on me. I wasn't prepared for a wife and 3 children. I wasn't prepared for success and a big checking account and a good salary. I like to tell people that when I was earning $6.25 an hour on the golf course, dragging a hose behind a golf cart and connecting it to a sprinkler system and watering 12 trees. I had 8 hours to do that. That was the recovery job they made for me. I wasn't in debt. I didn't know anybody anything. And by the time I was making over 6 figures a year, I was damn close to 7 figures in debt. And so I didn't know how to manage money. I didn't know how to be responsible. And those were things that I would have to learn in recovery, and my path was a little difficult. And the great gift was that I lived long enough to reach a point where I surrendered in a different way than I had originally appreciated surrender. And I want to talk about that a little bit. My God, the God of my understanding, was, in retrospect, a genie that was in a bottle that I kept on my shelf. And when I found that I was powerless to change a circumstance in my life that I was unhappy with, that didn't fit my agenda, I would rub that bottle and spring that genie, and I would make 3 wishes, and I would call those prayers. And it wasn't until I had traveled into the public detox in 2007 for the 4th time that year, earnestly and aggressively and deeply seeking recovery, that I came to really appreciate that truth. And so the surrender for me wasn't about not drinking or drugging. The surrender for me was turning over my life and the direction of it to the care of this entity that I really didn't have a relationship with. And then seeking help from individuals that had successfully done that to make that transformation, learning from you one day at a time how to do that.
Great message for, of course, our friend John Lehman. And John is a person that has worked diligently through the years to support the recovery community and to help, clean up treatment. And the beginning part of what he was talking about is, of course, that he was talking about the wild, wild west. And, of course, we had a huge issue down here that is now being cleaned up one day at a time and has been for the last year. And we have some really successful places out there that have done their due diligence to really make treatment something that can help people, not a hindrance like that, not keeping people sick so you can continue making money. So that's one part of his message this morning. The other part of the message was, of course, his personal surrender message. And we're going to hear more from John in the future and have him on as a live guest. But I thought that was going to be like apropos, kind of for where I was at this morning, in this complete surrender of your will and thinking things through and all of that, and applying a program when you're going through things. And so, great message of hope from John this morning. I want to again thank you guys for tuning in to Waking Up Blessed. Waking Up Blessed is every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9:30. The goal, of course, is to start the day with inspiration and hope, using a thought for the day and health and wellness issues and interviews and guest stories of experience, strength, and hope. And, of course, we thank our friends at Sober Map app. You can find them, Sober Map, at the App Store, Sober Map at Google Play. And, of course, you can find them on the page that you're looking at right now. Right down at the bottom of the page, you'll see Thank You to Sober Map, and you can click on either app, either the App Store or the Google Play Store, and download it right from the page. So we thank them for being on. We also thank the commitment of our recovery partners that you can find by going to Rockerson Recovery and clicking on the Recovery Partner tab. There's also a map there of the United States that you can click on, and you can get information from each state. If you'd like to be a member or a part of that state, please give me a call or contact us on the forum on each one of the states. Please be a part of our mission, and we look forward to another great show tomorrow. And we got a great guy coming on tomorrow, a message of hope that's amazing. So we're going to look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. And have a great day. Be blessed. Thank you for listening to Waking Up Blessed. We'll talk soon.
For parts.
Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.